The story of Uwais Al Qarni, the man known in the heavens many years ago. In the quiet land of Yemen, there lived a young man named Uwais Al Qarni. He was not rich. He was not famous. People in the world hardly knew his name, but in the heavens, he was known. Uwais lived a very simple life. His house was small, his clothes were simple, and his food was often little. But his heart was full of something very powerful, love for Allah and his messenger. Even though he lived far away from Arabia's blessed city of Medina, his heart was always connected to the messenger of Allah, Prophet Muhammad. The amazing thing is this: Uwais had never seen the Prophet, yet he loved him more than anything in the world. A life of service. Uwais had one great responsibility in his life: his elderly mother. She was very old and very weak. Her body was fragile, and she needed someone to care for her all the time. And that someone was Uwais. Every day, he served her with patience and kindness. He brought her food. He helped her stand and walk. He cleaned the house. He stayed awake when she was sick, day and night. He took care of her, never complaining, never feeling tired, because for Uwais, serving his mother was not a burden. It was an honor. The dream of meeting the Prophet, like every believer of that time. Uwais had one great dream in his heart. He wanted to see Prophet Muhammad. He wanted to look at the blessed face of the messenger of Allah. He wanted to sit in his gathering. That he wanted to hear his words directly. But Yemen was far from Medina. Traveling there meant leaving his mother alone. For a long time, he kept this dream inside his heart. Until one day, something unexpected happened. A mother's permission. One day his mother looked at him and said gently, "My son, I know how much you love the messenger of Allah. I can see it in your eyes. If you wish, you may travel to Medina and meet him." When Uwais heard these words, his heart filled with joy. This was the moment he had always dreamed about. But before he left, his mother told him one condition. "Do not stay long," she said. "Return quickly, because I cannot remain alone for too long." Uwais promised her, and with that promise in his heart, he began his long journey across the desert. The journey from Yemen to Medina was not easy. Days of walking under the burning sun, cold desert nights, long empty roads with nothing but sand and wind. But every step brought him closer to his dream, meeting Prophet Muhammad. Finally, after many days of travel, the blessed city of Medina appeared on the horizon. That Uwais' heart began to race. Soon, he would finally see the messenger of Allah. The test: when Uwais reached Medina, he went straight to the house of Prophet Muhammad. But when he arrived, he learned something unexpected. The Prophet was not at home. That he had gone out of the city. Uwais waited for a moment, thinking deeply. Should he stay? Should he wait until the Prophet returns? His heart wanted to stay, more than anything. But then he remembered something. He had promised his mother that he would return quickly and not leave her alone. After thinking for a long time, Uwais made a difficult decision. He turned around. Without meeting the Prophet, he quietly left Medina and began his journey back to Yemen. The Prophet speaks about Uwais later. When Prophet Muhammad returned home, he asked his companions a surprising question. "Did a man named Uwais come here?" The companions were surprised. "Yes," they replied. "A man came asking about you, but he left." Then the Prophet said something incredible. He said, "Among the people of Yemen, there is a man named Uwais Al Qarni. He is very devoted to his mother. If you ever meet him, ask him to pray for your forgiveness." Imagine that moment. The messenger of Allah speaking about a man who the world did not even know, but Allah knew him. Years later, after the passing of Prophet Muhammad, the companions remembered these
let
words.
faith guide your
Among them
hearts
were
to
two
peace.
of the greatest companions in Islam.
O my
Umar
companions,
ibn
let faith
Al-Khattab
guide your
ibn
hearts to
Abi
peace.
Talib. Every year during the season of Hajj, people from Yemen came to Mecca as Omar and Ali began searching among them. They would ask travelers, "Is there someone among you called Uwais Al Qarni?" For a long time, They searched until one day they finally found him. The humble man Uwais was sitting quietly among the travelers. His clothes were simple, his appearance humble. Nothing about him suggested greatness. Umar asked him, "Are you Uwais Al Qarni?" The man replied softly, "Yes." Umar then asked, "Do you have a mother?" Uwais replied, "Yes, and I serve her." At that moment,
Here, mother,
Umar and
drink.
Ali realized
Thank you,
something
my son.
incredible. This was the man the Prophet had spoken about.
Peace be
Then
upon you.
Umar
How
ibn
fares the caravan?
Al-Khattab said,
May your rest be
"The
blessed,
messenger of
and
Allah
upon you
told us
peace.
about you.
O my
He said that if
companions,
we meet
let
you,
faith guide
we
your
should
hearts
ask you to
peace.
pray for our forgiveness." Imagine that
O
moment
Uwais,
point one of the
make dua
greatest
for us.
leaders
Please
in
intercede
Islam
for us.
and
I
the
will, my
cousin of the
brothers.
Prophet standing before a humble man from Yemen and asking him to make dua for them. Uwais was shocked and
O
overwhelmed.
Uwais,
But
make
with
dua
humility,
for us. Please
he
intercede
raised
for
his
us. I will,
hands
my
and
brothers.
prayed for them. The powerful
O
lesson
Uwais,
this story
make dua
teaches
for
us
us.
something
Please
very
intercede for us.
powerful.
I will, my
True
brothers.
greatness is not about fame.it, is not about wealth.it, is not about status. The world did not know Uwais Al Qarni, but the messenger of Allah knew him, and Allah honored him. Why? Because he was sincere, because he was humble, and because he served his mother with love and devotion. The message for us in Islam: honoring parents is one of the greatest acts of worship. That a simple act of kindness to your parents can raise your status in ways you cannot imagine. Just like it raised the status of Uwais Al Qarni, a man unknown on earth, but famous in the heavens. Book's reference.
Peace be upon you.
Narrated in
How fares the
Sahih Muslim.
caravan? May your rest be blessed, and upon you peace.